Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. We don't have the epic music from the Tier 3 Odin sneak peek, but we do now have Odin and Red Hulk, aka the Symbiote of Vengeance, in the game. And boy, does he look thick. Damn, boy, he thick. Praise the Lord, for he made you thick. Anyways, yeah, we got the new uniforms for Odin and Red Hulk, and they are outstanding visually, and they are also huge upgrades for the characters in terms of stats, in terms of abilities, in terms of passives, and all of that sort of things. So right away, you got to say, if you want to play with Red Hulk a lot, if you want to play with Odin a lot, these uniforms are essentially must buy. However, in terms of the meta, I think it's a little bit different. As a native tier 2, as a universal, it's hard not to imagine Odin being in the meta, so I do think this uniform will impact the meta. Maybe not change the meta, but it will have an impact on the meta. However, unlike Odin, I don't think that Red Hulk, I had a cat hair in my mouth, I don't think Red Hulk Symbiote of Vengeance is going to impact the meta. Does that mean it's a bad uniform? No. Does that mean that you shouldn't buy the uniform? It's really up to you if you like the character or not, and if you want to play the character. Well, he looks really cool from that angle. But the thing with Red Hulk is, think of how many, or when I ask you this question, how many characters come to mind? Physical characters that deal elemental damage. Go. Right. Not that many. Namor, and then it sort of falls off after Namor, right? Because there's just not that many very good physical damage characters that deal elemental damage. Okay, Thanos has one elemental attack and so on and so forth, but for the most part, when you think of elemental damage, you think of energy attacking characters, and the biggest reason for that is Ebony Maw World Boss. So for Ebony Maw World Boss, not only do you need to bring elemental damage, but you also need to bring energy damage. So unfortunately, like Namor, Red Hulk is not very good for Ebony. With a CTP of Rage, you can get around that. With his crazy fire resistance down, you can kind of get around that, but not to the point that he'll be able to do stage 70, 80, 90 of World Boss Ebony Maw the way that Beta Ray Bill, Scarlet Witch, Professor X, Apocalypse, Luna Snow, the way that those characters do. So because of that, I think that a lot of people are going to look at Red Hulk and see the uniform as a waste, or see the uniform as not good enough, because without all defense down, and we'll talk about the skills in a second, but basically without all defense down, he's not going to be as good as, let's say, Brawn is or Abomination is for Proxima, because he's only got the elemental resist down. And for World Boss, the elemental resistance is nice, but really the all defense down is nicer. The only World Boss where elemental resist is as good, if not better than all defense down, is specifically Ebony, and for that you need to bring also energy damage. So let's take a look at the kits here quickly, so that we can get an idea of how these characters change. But pretty much you have to acknowledge from the get-go that these are top to bottom reworks. So you're getting 5 brand new skills for Red Hulk. He still remains a hero, but he now gets access to not only the symbiote ability, which has such a cool icon, shout out to Venom, but he also has the gamma radiation ability. So he gets 2, he gets the double dip. Also, a lot of people are going to point this out, but if you look at his gears, small potential future spoiler, that second gear, look at that, zoom in on that, enhance, enhance, and then it looks really, really, really cool. And I don't think any of the other Venoms have that design on any of their skills, which could possibly hint at a future Venom themed update. I don't want to get you guys too excited, but yeah, look, none of these are anywhere near as good. Maybe if we go to the original. No, look, the Hunger is the closest one, but no, it's not. What about this one? No, not even close. So yeah, could you imagine? Does Carnage have anything good? Oh, Carnage is level 62. No, eh? No. Yeah, so that looks amazing. Whoever made that gear, man. And the Spirit of Vengeance looks really cool too. This could be 2 updates right here. One Venomverse update, one Ghost Rider update. Imagine. So anyways, yeah. I think this character represents a lot of very awesome potential for the future of Marvel Future Fight. The future of Marvel Future Fight. And also the icon. I have to say, the icon for Odin is amazing, but this icon is something else entirely. It's very, very cool. So what does Red Hulk get? So he becomes a hero. He gets super armor, all defense, which is nice. He's not going to get guard broken. He gets enhanced ignite, which is his leadership. So his leadership actually goes up to 70% fire damage from 60. So he has the same buff leadership as Satana. So he's just as good now for to buff Namor as a leader. He still has, oh, never mind. He's got a way better passive. I was gonna say he still has this passive. His tier 2 passive is the same, or I believe it's enhanced. But yeah, this one is amazing. He has the Wolverine heal, which is nuts. Yeah. So I don't know who that's for. Is that a Red Hulk heal? Is that a Venom heal? But that's awesome. His tier 2 passive is just skill damage, bonus damage, and damage reduction. And then he's got regular damage on these two skills. Hell Cycle Rampage gives him -6 fire resistance up to 100 with damage immunity. And this might be the most fun skill in the game to play. You'll see why. His 4th skill has -9 up to -100. And this is his striker skill, Thorns of Vengeance. So this is very good as a striker ability for Human Torch, for Namor, because it will give them fire resistance down that they don't have to stack up to make them do more damage. And then Gaze of Rage gives him immunity, I believe. No, it doesn't give him immunity. It gives him paralysis, and it gives him a buff. Sorry, there's no immunity, but it does give him paralysis, which ignores immunity for 2 seconds, which is nice, and a 30-30 buff. So he gets a crazy rework top to bottom. He didn't have any of these abilities on his previous uniforms except for 3 seconds of immunity on his 3rd skill, but that's nothing like what he has now. It's absolutely bonkers. Now for the uniform options, if you're wondering, it's Ronin endgame, Thanos endgame, Red Skull, Hydra, and then it is Mysterio Far From Home, and then the last one is Black Widow 3099. So besides Thanos, very good uniforms for very solid characters that all get reworks. So yeah, Hulk, Red Hulk, he just gets a huge rework. Is he good enough? I don't know. I mean, it's really up to you to decide. Do you need him on your roster? Probably not. But is he a good character? Is he fun to play? Yes. Does he look badass? Yes. We'll have to see his full potential later. I was testing him out with a CTP of Authority. Obviously not the best build for him. Maybe a Judgment would be best, or possibly even a Rage. But I think he could make... He sort of feels like Abomination in a way. Very simple, straightforward rotation, which we'll show you at the end. But he seems to be possibly good for just like a regular fire damage proc. I'll probably test him out with that first. And then we come to Big Bad Odin. Now, on top of getting this new uniform, Odin also got a base kit rework. So when you take a look at Odin's skills, you're going to wonder what's going on. So he did get some skill changes in addition to some cooldown changes. So now he has a guard hit on Odin charge that he didn't have before. His 3rd skill now gives him immunity for 5 seconds instead of the all ally guard hit, and it's got a tweaked cooldown. His 4th skill now gives him all defense down up to -30% for 10 seconds, which is like kind of like Captain America. It's not bad. He also has a full iframe here on 4. 4 is basically his old 5th skill. And then 5 is a brand new skill, which looks exactly the same as his 5th skill now with the new uniform, which is from the Odin fight where he gets bigger. He sort of looks like Apocalypse. And this one gives him a buff in addition to -50% all defense down for 10 seconds. So a pretty amazing buff for Odin, I have to say. They didn't change his passives, but they did buff all of his skills. So it's not as good as his uniform. It's not going to be as close to his uniform that Vision's rework was, but I think it's a very, very good rework. Some people are going to complain that it's not good enough because his uniform is so much better, but if his uniform wasn't better, then there wouldn't be much incentive to purchase it. Whereas with Vision, they made them, I think, a little bit too close to each other, and so that, you know, made it so that most people didn't have to purchase his uniform, but then it also makes the uniform seem like just straight fluff. There's just one skill change. So here you actually have 4 skill changes from his new base kit. From his old base kit, of course, it's 5 skill changes. It's a little bit confusing, but essentially all of the skills are different, I believe, except for maybe one is the same. Maybe his 1st skill is the same, but his 5th skill is also the same in terms of the animation, but in terms of the effect, everything is enhanced. So you can see instead of -50, it's -65. -65 all defense down is crazy high. With a Dr. Voodoo or White Fox lead, he goes up to -91%. That is Silver Surfer level. So that's what I'm going to be comparing him to, Silver Surfer. And then he gets a 30-30 buff with crit rate and crit and attack speed. All attack, all defense, excuse me. And then 4 seconds of invincibility. His 4th skill gives you silence and 100% ignore dodge for 5 seconds, which is not to be underrated. That's really good. It basically allows him to kill any speed type at will, because 100% is 100%. You're not going to hide. Ant-Man is done. Quicksilver's done. And then Raven Pulse Raven Pulse, really interesting skill here. So it summons a Raven for 15 seconds, which seems bad because summons can be targeted. I'm not sure if the Raven can be targeted, but it does give him 4 seconds of immunity, accumulation, and it gives him a hidden buff. 2 hidden buffs, actually. Commander found both buffs, so shout out to him. It gives him a healing buff, which you will see in the gameplay. It gives him 10% heal over 6 seconds, every 2 seconds, so it's up to 30% heal, which is really good. And then it also gives him a buff of 20% to his skill damage, which is quite strong. And then he's got more all defense down here with a guard hit, and you can move it around. So you can position him, reposition him, run away from tornadoes and stuff like that. And then his first skill has bleed. So insane skill reworks. His uniform effect is not special. It's just chain hit damage. He could be good with the CTP of energy. He could make that work, definitely. And then for his uniform options, we've got Thor, his son, Team Suit. We've got Ebony Maw, Infinity War, Cyclops, Phoenix 5, and then we've got Storm, X-Men Red, and then Cable, and Deadpool, the newest Cable uniform. So overall, I think both of these uniforms are extremely transformative for the characters, in addition to both having solid, definitely above average uniform options. I will say that. Now, I've been testing a lot of characters lately, you know, Red She-Hulk, Cho or Brawn, and Hulk on stage 50 of Proxima. So we're going to take Red Hulk symbiote Ghost Rider thing guy into the stage. He is a hero, remember that? So we're going to get the 70% buff on his fire damage in addition to what he gives, which is another 50%, in addition to the increased damage from supervillains that they both give, in addition to the 20% crit, guaranteed crit chance. As you'll see, he's got a very satisfying playstyle, very easy, smooth, safe. He's got a crazy heal. So he's a very safe character to play. I think he's fantastic for new players. I will say that he's probably fantastic for new players. Because of this, you just have to pick up the uniform. But on the damage front, he's not too amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with 5. It's a full iframe here, and then he's gonna roar and spit at you at the end. Then we can go into 3. 3 gives you immunity, and then he throws the card. Then you go into 4, you slam down, then you go back into 5. You can honestly just do, it's a full iframe. You can honestly just do 5 and 3. That's how safe it is, and you will never get hit. Is the damage optimal? No. Will you ever get hit? No. So this is just as safe as it gets. Now you can splash in the 4 and get some extra damage and keep stacking that fire resistance down to get to 100%. As you can see, though, the damage is not outstanding because he is missing all defense down. I think if he had all defense down in addition to fire resist down, he would be a monster. So I think he will benefit a lot from strikers, any kind of strikers, maybe even Abomination lead, because Abomination should strike for you because they're both Hulks. They both got that gamma connection. So because of that, if Abomination strikes for you a lot, you could have a ton of extra damage. So just putting Abomination lead might actually lead to a crazy burst in damage. But what I want to show you now is his 3rd skill. It's hilarious. So you're going to press the 3rd skill, and you're just going to drive away. Just drive away. Mom, where's the meatloaf? Where's the choco milk? You just drive away. You can control the V-pad while you're using his 3rd skill, and it's just hilarious. This is so good. You know, this alone, for me, is worth the price of admission. If you're someone who's not, you know, just always into the meta, if you like to have fun, this is hilarious. You can drive away from any boss. You can drive away from Galactus, for crying out loud. You know what, Galactus? I'm taking my toys and I'm going home. But wait, he throws the bike. No matter how far away the boss gets, he always turns around and throws the bike. The range on the skill is unlimited, so it's absolutely hilarious. Let me try this one more time here. And we're going to put Abomination lead for the 60% all attack in addition to this all defense crit rate buff. I'm not sure if the 60% all attack is better than the 70% fire damage, but we do have the 50% fire damage from Ghost Panther's passive. So maybe that's enough. You know, I don't know if there is a tipping point or sort of a falling off point for elemental damage. I did a video way back in the day, but it wasn't very well documented, so I can't stand on those results for any sort of proof here. But let's hope that Abomination is going to strike for us. Let's try to maybe get him with the, oh yeah, there we go. And let's see how much damage we do now. Yeah, see? When you can stack both, yeah, the damage is going to start to really accumulate. Oh, we took a whole bunch of damage. Now, it seems like Abomination may not strike for us unless we use the co-op skill. But you saw that really big burst in damage, right? Oh, yeah, he's going to come out. You know what? Let's go. So this might be a perennial combo. Not so good there. Let's co-op. Stack the all defense down with the fire resist down. There's a lot. I think most of his damage is on 5, to be honest. So you may want to coordinate that. But you can see here, just by changing the lead over from Coulson and from it, well, his own lead with Coulson as a support, we're actually doing better, right? So you could, instead of doing, if you don't have Abomination, it's a pretty expensive character just to use as a leadership for a new uniform. I understand. You could just put in one striker that has all defense down, right? It doesn't have to be. And you know what? Actually, he is doing his he is doing his 4th skill, his all defense down skill. So yeah, that's nice. Now let's check out Odin. Odin is quite a bit more impressive. We're gonna do stage 47, and this is in direct reference to a stage that I did with Silver Surfer. And at the time, I did it with Silver Surfer with level 70, gear 25. He had some Odin's blessings, which is hilarious. Odin's blessings. It's going to be really funny now to talk about Odin and giving him his own blessings. How many blessings of Odin did you put on Odin, right? So yeah, but let's check this out here. This was this exact same team, exact same build, build in terms of no strikers. And for Odin, we're just going to open with 5. As soon as he gets big, oh, I was a little bit early. Let's start that again. Shiny Forehead got a Shiny Forehead got a little bit too excited there. So we're gonna go open with 5. As soon as you see him get big, you can switch into 3, and then you want to go into 4, and then you want to go into 2, and then oh, you don't want to get snared. That's bad. Okay, let's see if we can survive this. 3 here. Okay, not the best start, but you're gonna see the heal, which is good to reference. Okay. Get that all defense down going. Nice. There we go. Look at that big burst of damage. The 2 skill looks so cool. Even with the all defense down not applying here because he shrugged it off, the damage is still not bad. So this is a level 60 character with a CT, not even a CTP. It's a regular obelisk. It's a regular crit damage, guard break immunity, invincibility obelisk. And he's able to do nearly stage 50. That's awesome. Look at that big burst of damage there. This may not even be the optimal rotation. I think I'm a little bit off. Here you have to be a little bit careful because he doesn't move fast enough with the 2nd skill. You can see the heal popping. It's gonna... Okay, the bird doesn't want to heal me. Fine, bird, don't heal me. Looks so cool. Okay, we did... Oh, there we go. Almost 5,000. So it's a 10%. So 4,400. Looks so cool. I'm gonna get out of the way of the tornadoes here. Maybe I should just stay in this. That might be better. So yeah, he can do almost stage 50 at level 60 with basically a PvP build with this new uniform, which is very impressive. And compared to Silver Surfer was at level 70, gear 25, and he had, although he didn't have a uniform, Silver Surfer, he still had over 1,000 energy attack more than Odin did here. So really impressive, tanky character, you know, a lot of protection now, ton of damage. I think Odin is definitely going to find his way into the meta, and you can already find videos. I mean, I'm at 4% potential, so I don't know how long this is going to take, but you can already find videos of Odin going into PvP and winning. He has enough damage on his base abilities to actually do work. So let me know what you think of Odin and the new Red Hulk uniforms. Hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.